unusually soft-spoken NDP leader, taking on protesters.
The Pentagon report is detailing a dramatic increase in
fraud
UFO
in this election. There's plenty at this point. An election
have been the subject of intense scrutiny and debate.
Not a few journalists and commentators today are expressing concerns about a growing tendency in society to reject observable fact and embrace ideas which are seemingly at odds with accepted reality. There are concepts of life developing spontaneously from non-living matter, new notions of gender, or long-accepted recorded history being supplanted with ideas that are now deemed new reality and called politically correct. Some resent the now ever-present intimidation to conform to new dogmas, the attack on long-standing morals and societal standards which seem to be turning their world upside down, and they seek understandings in which they can take comfort and stability. In so doing, there is at times a tendency not only to reject new disconcerting ideas, but to reject all that society has learned, including much within long-established science. This situation has given rise to a new phenomenon. Some think flat Earth ideas have been around from ancient times, but a careful study of history shows that this is not the case. While very early societies may have developed some notions about a flat Earth, there were models of a spherical Earth developed once empirical measures began to be taken in the very early days of man's history. Mathematicians working for Ptolemy II around 300 BC actually made a reasonable estimate of the circumference of the Earth. Really, at no time in the Middle Ages or in the early days of exploration did Western societies believe in a flat Earth. That they did so is largely a myth. The actual modern flat Earth theory was a product of a man named Samuel Robotham, who led a commune in Britain in the 1830s and reacted against the rapid scientific development of the age. Flat Earth believers see the Earth as a flat disk with an ice wall around its periphery, and what we think of as the North Pole at the center of the disk, all covered in a hard crystal dome. In their theory, the dome rises to a maximum of 5,500 kilometers above the disk's surface, and the Sun and the Moon are both light sources that are about 50 kilometers in diameter and circle the disk of the Earth. It appears that the majority of those who take this belief very seriously do in fact have strong religious views and are generally those who interpret the words and phrases of the Bible text literally. Many of those who are of this persuasion are relatively young, some reasonably well educated, and are reacting to what they feel is a lot of false information being fed to them, some of it in the name of science. While I understand and sympathize with much of the frustration with our present media and the promotion of ideas that are clearly not representative of reality, as a person who has a science degree in geographic information systems, I struggle to understand how such ideas can be viewed seriously. In my earlier days, I had opportunity to work and do research with Landsat 1 and 2 Earth Resources satellites, which certainly appeared to me to be in circumpolar orbit around a spherical Earth. However, many flat earthers, especially those of a religious persuasion, are very sincere in their belief. How is it that they can hold such a position, and what is it they see in the Bible that gives them the support for this notion? I must admit that I am a Christian and a Bible reader, but to me the Bible supports a spherical Earth and one that is moving about the Sun in a solar system as per the models that are now well established in astrogeology. He stretches out the north over the void and hangs the Earth on nothing. First of all, they generally believe that the early church taught that the structure of the Earth was disk-like. However, this is not the case from history. As Dr. D. Faulkner points out in an article entitled, "Does the Bible Teach the Earth is Flat?" The medieval church did not teach that the Earth was flat. Thomas Aquinas introduced Aristotelian thought into medieval church teaching. Aristotle clearly taught that the Earth was spherical. Flat Earth ideas are derived from a very literal interpretation of biblical terms and a rejection of the notion that the Bible uses figurative language or idiomatic expressions in describing things. I will provide a few examples. The four corners of the earth. And gathered together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Yet in truth, this does not support a flat earth, but rather it is an idiomatic expression meaning from all parts of the earth. Even Shakespeare uses the expression in the last act of his play King John. He has one of the lead characters state, "Come the three corners of the world in arms, and we shall shock them." This was written 10 years after Sir Francis Drake's circumnavigation of the world by sea. All England then knew the earth was a sphere. The expression means from all parts of the earth. The same is true for the parallel idiom ends of the earth, simply a language construct meaning from the furthest parts. It is not a comment on the structure of the planet. Another scripture looked at is taken from the book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 8. Again the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. Now we all know there is no high mountain physically on the planet from which one could see all the earth. It is a reference inferring that a spiritual power, in this case Satan, miraculously showed Christ all of the earth. This intent is captured in Luke's rendition of the same story. And the devil took him up and showed him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. Again, the mountain referenced in Matthew's account is figurative and not literal. Finally, there is discussion of the world's atmosphere. For most people today, in an age of jet planes that travel between 35 and 40,000 feet, visual observance seems to support the traditional view of a spherical Earth with an atmosphere of layered gases. The current flat Earth theory, however, claims an impenetrable dome stretches over the Earth, rising to a maximum height of about 5,500 kilometers. And inside that dome are two lights, one called the Sun, which they claim has a diameter of about 50 kilometers, and a smaller light that is called the Moon. This dome meets the Earth at the edge of the disk of the Earth, just outside a circular ice wall that surrounds the Earth, which we know as Antarctica. This idea comes from a word that describes the sky or atmosphere. The word in the Old Testament of the Bible is firmament, and it is translated from the Hebrew term rakia. The word firmament, used in the 1611 King James Version of the Bible, was used in those days to refer to the sky. The modern translations, trying to find a term that best represents the way firmament was used in 1611, translate it as expanse, meaning the expanse of the sky or the heavens. It is a zone above us, with clouds and weather, which extends to the thinner layers above. Thus, its original meaning is expanse of heaven. Certainly, we live in a society where truth is being battered every day by woke news sources trying to deconstruct the social order and convince people of alternative realities. It is understandable that some will react against this massive disinformation campaign waged in the media and in schools. However, we must still be careful not to be led astray by equally untrue notions designed to react against the lies of the far left. Modern science has revealed much about our fascinating spherical world, which has been carefully designed to be a home for mankind with a supporting ecosystem. Hopefully, we can carefully discern between reality and fantasy, truth and error, without rejecting that which both our senses and mathematics agree upon. We live on a marvelous planet, in an astounding universe, both testimony to the genius of our Creator. Check out our video, Darwin's Not-So-Simple Cell. You'll find the link in the description below.
If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And for more content like this, please visit our website at TomorrowsWorldViewpoint.org.